All right, my name is Joseph Allen, like I said before, and first we're going to start at the agenda is we're going to touch on overhead on the agenda page on safety, overhead crane operation, safety and maintenance. And then we're going to move down to it's all the same in operation to operate the crane and then you guys could jump in, just stop me anytime you want so we could ask questions. I don't know if you guys familiar with overhead bridge crane. I know he is. Are you? Never operate one? You have. And it's simpler than you having a boom crane, a cherry picker where you got to signal a guy, usually the guy with the control, he calling the shots, you know, and you got to stay vigilant to see the load. And basic on page, if you flip your page, it show all kind of different cranes, and then you move over to a bridge crane. You guys got a similar one like this out there, but it's not a double girder, it's a single. And we usually call those single one the single girder top runner. Then the second page down on the third one is a monorail. You guys got three down here in that holding cell. I don't know the name of. Remember the name of
Sledge holding
sledge?
area.
Yeah, sledge holding off tanker, and that's the monorail. That's the last one we're gonna look at after we go look at the overhead one. So then we spin to the third page, and it's talk about inspecting cranes. And I'm just gonna break it down, make it more simple, so we all could go along, cause not all crane is the same. And the ones you guys have is the simplest one that we make. So the most important part is that it's the inspection, the operator, which we're gonna be operating the crane. None of you guys? You be operating in charge of the maintenance? All right.
You're probably doing the monorail one.
The monorail. The monorail one's gonna be real easy because those are only thing energizes the up and down. So all you gotta do on, off, and up and down, and then you gotta slide it back and forth. And these cranes, they spark proof. So if you're pulling them and they start sparking, that means something wrong with the wheels, because the wheels, they are spark proof, so no sparks. And then they have an inspection period said to inspect the crane like every daily to monthly. So mostly the operator, so he gonna be operating most of the time, he gonna check it out before he even start, make sure the upper limit switch, when it go up till it stop. You don't have to watch it, don't get tool block on him. And when we go on the field, we're gonna demonstrate it. So you're supposed to hold that button down and it's gonna go up till it can't go no more and just click off on you. The only way you could get it out, you just gotta cable down, push down. And like this morning, we talk about that 12-month inspection. Usually, they got to call in an inspection company, or they call us back and to do the inspection on it, the 12-month inspection. But he could do the 6 months visual to make sure everything going right and nothing breaking and everything, all the bolts still where they're supposed to be. And on the fourth page, they show an inspection form. That's if they say they bring us in from North American to do that 12-month inspection, we're gonna be filling out a form. It take a couple of hours because they're gonna go over every nuts and every bolts and all the VFD and the control and the runway, make sure the rail's still good, the wheel's still good, and all of that that stuff. And when the operator come in now, if he make up you don't even have to make a sheet like that. If you got a notepad where you put, like said, today the crane was running fine. After lunch, you hear a funny sound. You hear a sound that it's not supposed to make, or you don't think it's supposed to make. You stop and you call your supervisor and you report it, and then we could go. Then your maintenance guy, they was here all here this morning, look at it, and they come up with if it's an easy fix, or they gonna call the 1-800 number on the crane, and we have technicians that could troubleshoot it over the phone, and if they can't get it over the phone, they send out a guy right away.
Our reality is we probably won't even use that. Maybe 6 months, maybe, that's it.
Yeah.
Once every 6 months.
And that's when you gotta break down, you gotta change out your rolls. You gotta
Whatever, you know, if
Yeah.
there's a problem, but that's about it.
All right. And this crane, it's already, hoist already load test. The whole structure up there load test to 100%. I came in by it was 3 weeks ago, and load tested with 100% on it, back and forth, do all the motions, make sure it's capable to handle it. And the hoist was load test at the shop, because we didn't want to take the chance to overload that floor up there, have that floor go down in that bathroom downstairs. So so we do all the heavy stuff at the shop. All right, say that, then we go, then they have inspection of cranes. Like I was saying, loose bolts and if a well crack. And that's gonna be, the cracking of the well gonna be easy to see than a loose bolt, cause you got that epoxy paint on it. If you see where a well at and that paint started cracking, 9 out of 10 is the well cracking. So that take care of that. And mostly the operator in the morning, he gonna run the crane and kind of look over it. And a topic we hit this morning, it's hard for the operator to even get up there, because they haven't put a lot of rock yet. And most of the equipment, it's on top of that catwalk, that working catwalk up there that they want to use to service the light bulbs. So instead of trying to get a little man lift in there, you just go up on the crane and ride the crane back and forth to change the light bulb. And then they skip, they want to inspect, they're saying you inspect the gearbox. Our gearbox, you can't inspect it because it's closed, because we have a thermos on there. So if the gearbox go bad, our motor go bad, we go in the main panel box and the VFD would tell us. You got a VFD in there and a couple of numbers. I can't tell you guys what you push a couple of numbers and the display tell you what fault it's showing, and then you go from there. And you guys have that 2-year warranty on it, so all electrical part, you guys wouldn't touch it. If it stopped moving from it's not a fuse or power, you guys just call it in. And then you call it in, and the guy will walk through it with you or send out a tech to see what's really going on. And we got rails up there. This picture showing the alignment, wheel alignment for bridge crane for Acme rails, like those train track rails. But up there, because it's a tough spot to get to, we recommend we use 2x2 rails, 2x2 solid bar, because it's softer, so it's less maintenance to go change the wheel out. Because these rails, they will heat the wheels out after 1.5 years. So you'll be up there trying to get over all those machines to take the wheels out. And these wheels, all the wheels up there, everything is like maintenance free, because they got seal, all the wheels, bearings all sealed. it's all sealed bearings. So if the bearings go, we got to come in and pull the wheel off, pull the bearings out, and put them back. And you got 4 points up there to grease, and they call a pillar block. And they use a grease fitting, where you know those grease fitting you get from auto body, you got the knob already on the pillar blocks. It's 4, 2 on one side and 2 on the next side, where when I go down, I show you guys the motor's sticking up in the air, and it's right over the catwalk. And then you plug it in, and then you pump the grease in there, and when it's full, it's gonna pop, the top pop off, because it can't go, you can't overfill it or not. It got that safe, so it just pop off the top, so you know you got enough in there. And now it's good for the way you guys gonna use it. Now I say it'd be good for at least 2 years, because every year when the guy come and do his inspection, he gonna have his grease gun, make sure everything grease, all the reducer, oil level is still good. You guys don't have to do none of that, cause that bung, when you open it, it gonna come out. So he gonna have all this stuff. So when he open it to test it, if it drip out, he just put it back. On page 14, it showed a chain going up, and you guys got a cast iron chain on this, because they don't want it to get rusty. So you don't need no lubrication on your chain. Because if you have the regular chain, you know, gonna get, so you keep lubing it. You gotta add lube. But this one that you got down there, you don't have to add lube, because it's gonna always stay shine. So it don't get rust. And then the major part to check the chain, you gotta check for bend and strain and wear and tear on the chain. And that's kind of basic to check that. And most of the operator gonna do that before he even picks something. Gonna check his block, make sure his block is good, and make sure everything working fine. And then go back to 13 to the block, to inspect the block. So if your hook bend up, you know you need if your hook bend or strain, you know you need a new hook. You can't just take it out, use a hammer and straighten it back up and put it back up, and because if you put it back, it's gonna bend back.
It's a pretty good size hook, you better than that.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. Guys be like, I got a bent hook, I just take it off, straighten it back up, and put it back up. And the safety, most guys like to take off the safety to fit their rigging, because most rigging on those small hooks can't get your rigging on, so they take the safety off. And when if you do have to take the safety off to get your rigging on, you might as well just call and get a bigger hook, because the safety on there for a reason, so your rigging don't slide off. So if you can't fit your rigging on, we recommend just you call it in, we come up, we put a bigger hook on so you could get your rigging on, or go with a smaller rigging that's gonna fit. And then we move over to electrical inspection.